Hello everyone, today I am going to show you one more time the particle system of Blackmagic Design Fusion. Okay, recently one of my tutorial that I published on December 8, 2015, it is very popular on YouTube. So many people demanded that you can remake of this tutorial with some better explanation. I designed this tutorial to consider that the follower should know the basic idea of fusion particle system. So no problem, I am come with another example. You can see over here. Okay, so some with good result with some text on particle, some random text on particle basically. So let's start with Blackmagic Design Fusion. Okay, so here I have one composition. So first of all, I need to create one particle system. So for particle you need one emitter. Okay, so as you know that you need compulsory one emitter to generate particle. So in Blackmagic Design Fusion, or I should say Fusion, there is two emitter. One is particle emitter and another is P image emitter. Okay, so here I am using P emitter, and if you drag over here you can't see anything because you need one particle renderer. It is called P render. So now if I drag over here, you can easily see a 3D particle system over here. So this is my emitter, the spherical shape, and because of this P render I can easily see the render. Okay, so if you want to work in 3D particle system, you just carry on, and if you want this particle system should be in 2D, so you have to just click in particle emitter property over here, that is 2D. So now you get 2D particle system. Okay, so end result is 2D, and if I click over here 3D, so end result is my 3D. So you can work with 3D workflow of Fusion. So you can put some light, camera and all the stuff with the help of 3D toolshed. Okay, so now we come on to that particular concept. So with this example I can explain that golden dust particle in advanced level. Okay, so here I have this particle system and I work in 3D particle system of fusion. So now what I have to create, I need to create one text. Okay, and here I write, for example, particles, and I increase the size of font and I just set high quality and deactivate this auto proxy setting. Okay, and you can change the font face whatever you like. For example, I put this font. Okay, so this is my base for the particle emitter, but what here I have to done, first of all I decrease my timeline to 50 frames. Okay, now I want to emit particle in particular range, okay, in particular area. So for that, what I have to do, I just create one polygon mask. Okay, so I click over here and I just design one polygon mask like this, and I just change the timeline, for example 150 frame, and I cover this text area like this. So now what happened, if I apply this mask over here, it will reveal this content like this. Okay, so this is a very basic concept of masking in BMD Fusion. So right now I just remove this thing again because I want a thin line, thin area through which we can generate the particle. Okay, so for that what I have to do, I just copy this polygon. So I just press Ctrl C. Okay, and if you paste the thing by Ctrl V, you can get one duplicate mask of or duplicate node of that particular copy node. Okay, but what I have to do, I just select this thing, I copy this polygon, and I just Control Shift V, Control Shift V. Okay, and you see here one thin green line. Okay, that indicate that you instance of this, you can create one instance of this polygon. So what happen if I split my viewport in two panel and I drag over here this and this? So if I change anything like border or whatever, it can change in both the side. So if you change in animation and all those stuff, you can easily get the same result. But what I have to do, I just click on this instance and I want that only this border thing is changed uniquely in this particular polygon mask. Okay, so for that what I have to do, I just need to right click on this property and I just click D instance. Okay, so now see that green border area disappear. So that means this property is individual for this purpose. So if I decrease the thing, and you can see I just increase little softness. Okay, so now if I change anything over here, you can easily see in the both side, but this particular border property we can modify individually. Okay, so now what I have to do, I create one merge node. Okay, I put this as background and polygon 1 as foreground. Okay, I drag over here, and here in operation I apply XOR operation. So what I get, this particular subtracted area. So now you can see it look like this. Okay, so now here I have text or any image you can through which you can generate the particle. Here in my example it is one text content. So for that what I have to do, first of all I need to create one bitmap. Okay, and over here. So now it create one bitmap image. Now I go to mat and create one mat control and set the input from text in mat control, and from this bitmap just right click over here and drag over here, and I just set it as garbage mat. Okay, and I just set over here in garbage mat invert. So now you see your text appear in this particular area. You can control the softness. For example, I am not putting this so hard, like this, little softness. Okay, so text appear only in this particular area or any image. Okay, so this is my main text. Because I want to use this text one more time, so that's why I create this mat control, not put this mask or bitmap directly in text mat or mask input. Okay, now in emitter, so now I prepared one emitter for my particle system. So now I select this emitter and I go to region. Okay, here you set how your particle or from which area your particle generated. For example, right now this is sphere. You can set it as rectangle or cube, but in my case I need to set this bitmap. Okay, because this is my image. So now one input activate, so I set like this. So now you can see, right now you can't see anything because there is nothing appear in this first frame. So now if I play the thing, now you see so right now what happened, that my particle lifespan is 100. So when I go through that, and this disappear because when it born, the date end of this particle is 100 frame, so this disappear. So if I increase the thing like 250 frame, I can easily see the things. You can make sure that your content cover properly. Okay, so this particle born on this time, this particle born on this time. Okay, now what I have to do, I just put some I can change some property in my particle system. So first of all, I go to numbers of particle. Okay, it will change according to our requirement. First of all, I go to velocity. Okay, in velocity I can change the velocity to maybe 0.025. Okay, so now you see it generates and move towards earth direction. Okay, and this is velocity variance. So if I put like 0.03 or what, so maybe some of the particle has speed of 0.028 and some of have 0.022, so in between any range, so it gives some randomness effect in particle speed. Okay, now here is the angle, so in which angle you want to apply the velocity. Okay, so right now 90° and all those stuff, but what I have to do here, I just set this angle variance to 360, so it randomly spread my particle in 360°. Okay, and I want the same thing in Z also, so I put in Z variance 360. So now you see okay, now as you see in output there is some text, random letter and numbers come in this particle system. So for that what I have to do, I just need to create one more text tool. Okay, and here I go to image and I set this image maybe 300 by 300. Okay, again I go to text and here I write any number or name or text and I just increase the size like this. Okay, now I want a randomness in this text. Right now what happened, if I just put like this and I go to emitter and to apply this image as my text, so what I have to go, just go to style, here style is point, so I need to change this style to bitmap. So here one more input appear and I need to apply this image or anything 2D content over here. So now what happened, as you see, so text appear from this image. So first of all, my main concern is that this text always face the camera and I don't want these things. Okay, so I just go to control and here in rotation I just deactivate this always face camera option. Okay, so now it not facing the camera. Okay, now I need some, because it moving in random direction, so for that I apply some spin. So I apply some spin variance, so it gives some random spin. So I apply just 10 10 and 10 like this. So now what happen, if I play the thing, it look like this. Okay, but what happened here, it comes only this B letter, so I want some random text in all particle. So for that what I have to do, I just right click on the style text and I click text Scrabble. So when I apply any modifier and you need to change in that modifier, you have to go in this tab modifiers. Okay, so right now what happened, that you write that B input, but there is no randomness, so it can't change anything. So for example I put any value, for example 1 2 whatever. Okay, so now what happened over here is okay, it random picked any character from this list. So if you want any character or any letter or any number from this, you can remove or add anything. So now what I am doing, I just put all capital letter and numbers in my list, so it gives me the randomness from this character. So now if I check the thing, what happened, okay, so it animated, but I don't want these things that the text which generated from emitter it animated. So for that, what you have to do, just select this emitter, go to tools, in style, over here in animate over time, you just change it to particle birth time. So whenever the particle generated at that particular time, whatever the text or image contained over here, it stuck on this particular particle. So now what happened, if I play the thing, now you see some random text generated from this particle. Okay, so this is my first step. Now I need to change some size things and all those stuff. So I just go to size and I change my size little smaller, for example 0.04, like this. We can change according to our requirement. Now I change, this is my size over time, so this is the birth size and this is the dead size. So if my size is 0.04, so this born size is also 0.04 and dead size is also 0.04. so I need some change over here, so I just click over here, I just smaller the thing, the bird size is later smaller from my value and date size is little bigger. Okay, in this particular time it's constant. I need to change the color, so I just go to color over live control, I put click over here, one more over here, and I set this color to black and also change the opacity of that color. So this is my born color, this is my mid maybe, and in end it converted into black color as well as it dissolve, so because of this transparency thing. Okay, so now if I play the thing, okay, and I need to change the lifespan, for example 120, and I put some lifespan variance, for example 30. So some of has 90 frame lifespan and some of has 150 frame. So now if I play the thing, see the text smoothly disappear. Now what I have to do, I need some more randomness in this particle system. So for that I use one more force, and that is P turbulence. Okay, and I change some value in strength, for example 0.2, 0.05. I don't want more turbulence in y direction, and in z maybe 0.22. Okay, and I put some more forces like friction. So it give you more control or more realistic in the flow of this particle. So friction is little more, so I just change it to point maybe 0.1, and we have spin our particle, so it is also little harder, so I change it to 0.01. Okay, you can change according to your requirement. Now if I play the thing, okay, so it's give you some randomness. Now, so this is, and if you add more particle and some variance 5 or 15, whatever. Okay, now what you have to do, you create one more matte control, and I took this text one more time in matte control input. Now here you have two rotor node, okay, this one and this one, so I select this one as my garbage matte. So now what happened, the text disappear slowly according to your movement. Okay, so now I set these things and I use now 3D tool, and for that I use that image plane 3D. Okay, and I set this as my image plane. So now what happened, it look like this, and now what I have to do, I create one more merge 3D node. I set this image plane as my input, as my input 1, this as my input 2, and now you see over here it look like this. Now if I play the thing, okay, good. Now this is my 3D system. So what I have to do, I need to create one camera to render the thing. So for that I create one camera, I just put over here, I move my camera a little back, okay, even I create one, okay, and I split my view in two panel. I select merge 3D and go to tools, 3D, render 3D. I drag it over here, and now you see it look like this. So I need to move my camera a little more far. Okay, now in render 3D you need to enable light and enable shadow, but right now no lights, so I need to put one light. So I just create one spotlight, I select my light, I move little far, I increase the cone angle, little penumbra angle, so it gives some little depth effect through this shadow. Now I need to put one more light, that is ambient light. So I don't want that all my text become black, while the light is not directly appear on that particular content. So here I just decrease my intensity to 0.2. Okay, now if I play the thing, you see it works. Okay, now the animation is work according to my theme or my concept. You can apply some directional force and all the stuff, but the very important thing is motion blur of this particle. So what you have to do, there is two options for that. If you render it in software, you just go to this common control and just apply motion blur. Okay, but it's too, and I increase the quality. But it will take too much time to calculate the things. Okay, so what I suggest is just deactivate this thing. See, takes too much time to calculate motion blur. Okay, so I just deactivate this motion blur thing and I just go to control. In output channel I just set vector. Okay, and if you see the thing, like what is vector blur store the motion of this particle system. Okay, so here we capture the vector information, the motion vector information of this particle or this movement. So I am using here tools, blur and vector motion blur, and here it already set that vector x and vector y, the reference input, and here you can increase or decrease the motion blur content. So right now it's look like this, and if you apply motion blur, vector motion blur, it's look like this. If you increase the thing like 3 or whatever, now you see you get some good result. Okay, so that's how you work with particle. If you have any query regarding this, you can ask me in comments. So hope you like this tutorial. See you soon with another tutorial.